Welcome to the Pink Book Podcast. I am your host, Joyce Van Setters, and I'm thrilled to continue to bring you stories of innovators and game changers who are redefining success. Today's story is about Fabian Thorne. Welcome to the podcast, Fabian.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Entrepreneur and author. We also have your book here, You Just Don't Wake Up Strong. We want to tell your story, but I want to read just a little excerpt from the book that I loved. You Just Don't Wake Up Strong is a testament to both my failures and my successes in life. From being told by doctors that I would never be able to play football, to being the #1 player at Delaware State University, to being sent to prison for 15 months, yet returned to society and built a fitness business from the ground up. It outlines the ongoing progression of my business and other entities that I have incorporated into my plan. My faith in God is my guide for staying on the right path. I'm a true testament that not all storms come to disrupt life. Some come to clear your path. I love that. And we're going to talk about it, but I like to start from the beginning. So, Fabian, where are you from?
Well, born
Yeah.
in a little small town with one traffic light, South Hill, Virginia, and then moved to East Orange, New Jersey.
How old were you when you moved?
4 years old.
Oh, so do you remember?
Yes.
South Hill? You remember the move and everything?
Clearly, yes.
Really? Okay. You have siblings?
Yes, a brother and a sister.
Okay.
I'm the middle child.
Okay. And you grew up with both parents?
Single parent moms.
Single parent mom?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about young Fabian.
Energetic, young, just wanted to get after life. Felt like he had something to prove early from dealing with a lot of, trials and tribulations as a child. And just was hungry. Always been hungry to figure it out.
Talk about those trials and tribulations as a child.
Well, when I was 2 years old, I lost my left eye to a cancerous tumor. And going through that process of learning how to deal with a prosthetic eye, you draw people around you that were kids. Kids are brutal.
Yeah.
They speak what they first thing come to mind, that's what they say.
Right.
So dealing with a lot of that, what we call, today they call bullying, we would calling it picking on you.
Right.
I dealt with that in grade school.
Let me just take it back for a second. How was that with your mom when she found out that you had cancer?
So one day I'm sitting on the side of the bed and she's looking through both of my eyes. And the reason why she sat me down is because she witnessed me walking into the walls.
Oh.
On my left side. I would bump into the walls and she was like, why does this boy keep bumping into the walls? So she sat me down and she looked into my eyes, and my pupils. And the left one, she can see straight through. So it kind of scared her. Automatically, she just rushed me to the hospital. Well, yeah, she rushed me to the hospital. My dad was there at the time. At this time, it was two parents, but he dismissed it. And he didn't take her. My uncle actually took her. Took and rushed us to the hospital. And once they got to the hospital, they realized when the doctors looked at everything, they looked at it and it came up with it, and it was cancerous. And actually, it was moving. And so it was an immediate surgery.
Okay.
Because the cancer was moving towards the brain. So they wanted to get eliminated before it even reached that point. And that I do remember her telling me. Vividly,
really?
Yes. Yeah. So I was meant to be here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So how did you deal with the bullying or the picking on you?
Yeah. One day, I'm looking out of I'm going to share this story. I'm in school, 2nd grade. I got frustrated. And I removed the eye and started chasing the kids around the playground.
Wait. What? How did you remove your eye?
So I took it out. It's removable. So I took it out and I started chasing the kids around the playground.
How did you know how to do that?
Because my mother taught me how to clean it.
Okay.
My mom's taught me how to clean it, and it needed to be cleaned from time to time. Yeah, I did that. And it's just funny because when I did that, the principal, when he put me in the office, his name was Mr. Scales. I'll never forget that day. He said, son, this is not acceptable. So in that same playground, I look across the fence and I see young people playing football. They just running into each other. Boom, boom. I just see that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started watching football at that age
Okay.
on TV. And that changed my life right there. I said, I need that.
It
Because
lit
I
a
was
fire.
frustrated. I needed to release the energy
Yeah.
some other way than chasing the kids around the playground. And that's the beginning, very beginning
Wow.
of something special.
And how old were you?
7,
7. Okay.
6,
6.
6.
Okay. So did you play football at that age?
I went out when I was 6, but I was too young.
Okay.
Then I went back, and moms took me to 4 different doctors in one day to get approval. The 5th doctor said yes, Dr. Riccardi. I'm gonna drop his name
Okay.
because his office is still in East Orange.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I got the okay, and the rest was history when it comes to the game. And I started playing at the age of 7.
And you played all through elementary?
Yes.
What school did you go to?
So I played at this was for the park. This
Okay.
was for the local parks.
Oh, for like
So Oval
kids.
Park
Okay.
was what was the name of our team was the East Orange Rams, the Oval
Okay.
Park Rams.
Got it.
And that was just the beginning of something that just changed my whole life. My whole life. I needed that. And my mom's, being that she wasn't an athlete, my dad was.
Mm.
My mom's she said I needed something to make me normal, to be normal like the rest of the kids.
Right.
And the fact that I wanted to play football, she didn't stop me. She allowed me to go, and she walked me through it.
Take us through high school. You played football for high school too?
Yes,
What high
yes.
school?
East Orange High.
Okay.
Back then, it was 2 high schools in our town.
Okay.
Now they combined. But I played for East Orange High School,
Position?
running back and linebacker. My freshman year, head coach actually approached me at the Oval Park right before my 8th grade was over.
Mhm.
Now what I'm gonna do. He approached me and asked me did I want to come and work out with the varsity team. Just lift weights and
Yeah.
everything. I said, yeah, definitely want to do. And I used to lift weights. I started lifting weights since I was 7. I literally walked into a gym at
How
the
did
age
you
of
know how to
7.
lift weights?
How?
You just started lifting weights.
No, I walked in the gym and I walked in the weight room and there were older guys there. And so they kicked me out about 2 or 3, about 4
Okay.
times. And about the 4th time, I can't remember, they just saw how relentless I was coming every day.
Right.
And they took me and said, okay, come on, because you're going to keep coming anyway. And then they showed me, just walked me through the process of lifting. And I needed that. I needed that to help me with this.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the major portion of giving me the strength and of knowing that my identity
Right.
of who I am and what I can accomplish. And so the weights was very important to me.
So you played all through high school.
Yes, I started varsity as a freshman.
You did.
Only freshman on the team. Of course, they tried to make me quit, but
Why?
because there was never a freshman ever playing varsity. I was the first freshman to play varsity at East Orange High, and then actually start outside linebacker as a freshman. That wasn't heard of, and so yeah,
So sophomore, junior,
junior,
senior.
senior year was a rough year for me
Why?
because up until my senior year, I was getting recruited by big time big time colleges, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Florida State.
Wow.
So my junior year, I got an invite to go visit Florida State. My senior year, first game of the season, I break up the middle, I'm running back, I'm gonna hit the sideline, and this cornerback chased me down on an angle. But instead of him like trying to tackle me up high,
Mm-hmm.
because he knew he probably was gonna go for a ride if he did that,
Right.
he put his face mask dead in the side of my knee.
Oh.
My foot stayed in the ground, my knee went in, tore my knee up.
ACL?
Meniscus,
Meniscus.
partial tear in the anterior cruciate, but I didn't find that out until I got to college. Because I missed like five games my senior year, but my knee kept giving out on me. So all the big colleges backed off me. Grades were fine, 3.0 GPA, all through school. I always been above average
Oh,
when
really?
it comes to my grades. My mom, she didn't play that. Either you're going to have your grades or you're going to play sports and have both, but you can't just play
Right.
sports and not have your grades. And I took upon myself to always wanted to have my grades right anyway. Um, and so my senior year, once I graduated, I went to a Christian college out in Deerfield, Illinois,
Okay.
Trinity College.
Okay.
My head coach, and he's Coach Tony Pierce, one of his friends was Leslie Frazier.
Okay.
And Leslie Frazier is
Leslie
the
Frazier, Seattle Seahawks assistant coach now?
he might still be there. Yes, I
He said
think he is.
Seahawks.
Yeah, see
Yeah.
that's
Assistant coach.
that's my
Yeah.
mentor. He
Really?
used to play for the '85 Super Bowl
Yeah.
Bears,
Yeah.
cornerback. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
He's the
mentor.
coach, assistant coach of
Yeah,
Seahawks.
he'd have been all over. He'd have
Okay.
been Minnesota. He'd been Philadelphia.
Okay.
He'd been all over. He actually is in the book too.
Okay.
But Coach Frazier gave me a chance out in Trinity College, but he did one bigger thing. I'm running in practice. I'm doing good. But he called me over one day. He says, come to my office. I went to his office. He said, something's wrong with your knee. And so he sent me to the best doctors in Chicago.
Okay.
And when they did that MRI, the doc said, I don't even know how you're running on this leg. You got a partial tear in your anterior cruciate. You got ligament damage. And he said, I see that your quad muscles are strong and big. I said, so I work legs a lot. But I got that surgery out there, rehabbed, and then I transferred to Delaware State,
Okay.
spring of '93. Coach Frazier wrote me a nice letter. I
Mhm.
didn't have no footage because I didn't play out there. I just
Right.
practiced
Oh, okay.
because I had to. He made me go have surgery, which
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that he did. I transferred to Delaware State. I had no knee brace, no sleeve, no nothing, and
Wow.
the leg was just ready. Yeah.
So did you play at
So
Delaware State?
yeah. So when I transferred to Delaware State, back then when you transfer up the levels,
Mhm.
so Trinity College was the NAIA Division II.
Got it.
Delaware State is Division I AA.
Got it.
So I done traveled all the way up these levels. You have to sit out a year. It's called Proposition 48.
Okay.
So that year that I had to sit out, I proved myself in the spring. So in the fall, I don't have to practice. But I went to the coach and I said, Coach, could I come out on full contact days to get your first team defense ready for game day? So he looked at me. He said, you want to come out here on scout team offense and practice against the first team defense?
Right.
I said, yes, sir. He said, I don't even know if we got enough helmets, but I said, don't worry about it. I had my high school helmet. It was red, and their helmets was red.
Right.
After a while, he got me a helmet, though. And I went out there raising hell for just those 2 days. I mean, raising
Nice.
hell. Because I needed to know if I could, not needed to know, I figured out this. If I practice against the top defense, when I cannot play,
Right.
all it's doing is preparing me for when my opportunity to play.
Right.
And that's what it did, and it did it in an enormous way. After that year, I was a junior now on the field. I had a fifth-year senior in front of me,
Okay.
and he was a captain. Third game of the season, I got an opportunity to start, and I never looked back. And in this third game, down in Bethune-Cookman, I got a chance to start. My coach and his head coach, my head coach is Coach Collick, Bill
Okay.
Collick. And I'll say mentor, father figure. Call him right now. He'll give you a story. He'll give you some stories. He loved
Should we get
Thorne.
him on the phone? I'm kidding.
He loved Thorne. That's what he called me. He called me by my last name a lot. We in Bethune-Cookman. I'm a running back, fullback, actually in this type of offense. We got the ball on the 20. We got 80 yards to go. The hole opens up so wide, so big. I get the ball, and I'm ready to just take off. When I seen the hole open up, all I could see in the end zone was the cheerleaders and their pom-poms. Right? I take off running with, like, if I'm already past the line.
Right.
Normally, you're supposed to go through like this. Guy reached in, knocked the ball out, fumble. Put the defense in a bad situation. But the defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
Okay.
I'm on the sideline. Coach sent one of the players to me and said, go tell Thorne if you want to get back in this game, come see me. So I go over there and talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you put that ball on the carpet one more time, you're going to be walking back to Dover.
Oh, wow.
Finished the game with 165 yards, 3 touchdowns, ESPN Player of the Week.
All the motivation you
And
needed.
that's all I needed. And never looked back. That fifth-year senior only got in the game in the fourth quarter after I did all of what I had to do.
Wow, that's amazing. And this is all with no peripheral vision on your left
No
side.
peripheral vision. So, and I'm glad you mentioned that. For me, and I always felt like I had a cheat sheet, right? The relationship that I have with God, right, on that field, knowing what he's telling me to do. I'm going off of his lead. If he tell me there's a hole open over here, I'm gonna make that move.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on his move before I try to figure it out on my own. And 9 times out of 10, if not 99.5, 99.9, that hole was there unless I got there too late.
Really?
And I used to always say, wow, and I can feel it in my gut, like,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, so we got something going. So every time I score or something happens or players come to me and be like, Thorne, we need a touchdown. When they walk away, I'd be like, okay, Lord, you hear what they asking for, so what we gonna go do?
Right.
Just like that. And it happened like that. So for
Wow.
me, it just was something that I just outside of my body to experience that I had that relationship. And I thank God for my mother dragging me to church at such an early age, right? Because eventually you'll find God for yourself,
Right.
not with everybody else telling you how it goes.
Right.
And that's what helped me actually from the age of 7 to realize that we in this thing together. And for that, my performance and to be able to tell it and shine comes from the preparation, right? I prepared myself to a point where he would turn that light on me,
Right.
and I knew it was him.
That's amazing.
But only if I prepared. So I never took that for granted. Never took it for granted. I had the talent or the gift,
Right.
right? I'm just gonna get out here and not practice and nah. Always tell my athletes that I train. Practice time is the coach's time to evaluate your talent.
Yeah.
What you do with your time will determine what type of athlete you want to become.
Love it.
And I lived that so I could share it, right?
So talk to me about after college.
So I had an opportunity with the Baltimore Ravens, my finishing up my last year.
Okay.
The phone call came in, and one of my homies was at my house down in Delaware. Answered the phone,
Mm-hmm.
called me like the Ravens called. He answered the phone. I wasn't there. He called me like, "Hey, got to get to campus. The Ravens called you." So I get to campus. I call my agent. He called the Ravens back. By this time, they pulled the contract. They was offering me a mini camp contract.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
They offered me a mini camp contract.
Explain what that is.
So a mini camp contract is after if you don't get drafted. Even if you get drafted, they have mini camps before the actual camp in later in the summer.
Got it.
So the mini camps is like right after the draft.
Okay.
Normally in May, something like that. So when they offered me the mini camp contract, by the time we got the dialogue going, they pulled the contract off the table. Now, mind you, they pulled the contract because they got my medical history,
Oh.
right? Because you offered me because of what you know I can do on the field and what my numbers say.
Yeah.
My numbers add up to back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 25 touchdowns, and 5.7 yards per carry was my average.
Wow.
That means it only takes 10 yards for a first down.
Right.
You give me the ball I'm giving you 5.7.
Right.
You're going to give me that ball. I was a toter. I wasn't somebody that got the ball 10, 15 times. I touched the ball 25, 30 times a game. So you knew that. You went off of that before you even knew I was blind.
Right.
So I will never forget that day. My homies and everybody was like, yo, you're not mad they pulled it? I said, no.
That was specifically the reason?
Yes.
Okay.
I said, why am I mad? They called me. They already confirmed that I can play the game at that level. They just wasn't willing to take the risk.
Right.
So when I was coming up as a young playing ball for the Rams, my motivation, the person that inspired me was Wesley Walker.
Okay.
He played number 85. He played for the New York Jets.
Okay.
He was a wide receiver. Wesley Walker was blind in his left and in one of his eyes.
Okay.
Playing wide receiver. Back then, they was coming across that middle, and you can get close lines, you can get hit any type of way,
Right.
and there was no penalty. So for that man to be blind and playing in that type of era, that inspired me. Like, if he can do it, I know I can do it.
Right.
And that was my motivation.
Okay.
So it has happened.
Yeah.
It's just as we gotten older and as the leagues get changed and speed of the game has changed, the risk, people
I
are not
understand
willing to
that.
take that risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened when they pulled the contract? Where'd you go from there?
I
Or
kept
what
at
was
it.
your next move?
I kept at it. I kept trying out for teams. And I wound up going down to a tryout down in Petersburg, Virginia.
Okay.
There was my cousin had called me up like, hey, I got this European league that's trying guys out. Won't you come down here and try out? And it was dead in February, outside, cold. 30 athletes. And out of 30, they picked 2. And I was one of them.
Wow.
So I wound up going to Germany
Okay.
to play ball. I went over to Germany at the age of 30, I was wearing 219, running a 4.46.
Whoa.
Led the league in rushing and touchdowns. Got invited to NFL Europe championship game in Berlin. VIP and
Yeah.
the whole nine and everything. So over there in Germany, that's when I learned more about health.
Okay.
Right, I got awakened into what the health, what the body can do
Yeah.
if it's in tip-top shape, but eating the right things. And so that experience was beautiful. I'm glad I got that opportunity to experience that because I came back and
How many years did you play in Germany?
I just stayed 1 year.
1 year. Okay.
I tried to come back and get back into the league.
Got it.
Almost got an opportunity to go to NFL Europe when I got back. It was pickings between me and a running back from Cleveland, but because he was already in the system, they had to go with him.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So where do we go from there?
After that, I just came back and I started the fitness. Started doing the fitness training, training athletes and doing sports combines with the youth, and started telling my story more. Getting out, doing motivational speaking, different schools.
How did you feel about not getting into the league?
I felt like I gave football everything I
You
had.
did. Okay.
Right? There was no regrets
Yeah.
with the game, because I always played the game. I always felt like the game owed me nothing, but I felt like I owed the game everything I had,
Okay.
and so I approached it that way every step of the way because there's somebody next to me that could probably that's willing to work harder
Right.
and not even have the talent that I have. So I never took that for granted.
Okay.
So I always approached it to the point where God gave me a gift and a talent. I'm not going to sit on it. I'm going to show him that I appreciate it. And wherever the chips fall, that's where they fall.
Okay. So immediately after that, you started your personal training business.
Started the personal training business and doing different, what they call it, boot camps.
Okay.
Yeah, I just mixed it all up. Sports training, not just training athletes, training, your everyday people. Got into a couple, training top line athletes. I had an athlete that was from Hillside that played for the Falcons.
Oh, really?
Yes, Spruce, last name Spruce. Trained him, and then I brought up a couple of athletes that went and played Canadian and got opportunities. I got one athlete. He's still with me, but he's a coach now. He's cornerback coach, Ife Asaluku.
Okay.
And when I say this kid had the same type of dog in him like me,
Yeah.
I fell in love with it. You know what I mean? Just to see that someone can really give it the all like I could.
Yeah.
Relentless with just every whatever he could do. And then I had a good experience with him. He was trying out and he got an opportunity with Green Bay,
Okay.
a private workout. He had nobody to take him. It was in Long Island. He called me. He said, Coach, I got to try out. Say no more. Let's go. Took him to Long Island for this private workout.
Mhm.
He did his thing. Before I know it, on our way back, he get the phone call from Green Bay, and they flew him out to Green Bay. So things like that. When you give back like that,
Yeah.
it's fulfilling. You know what I mean? To see someone else get that opportunity because they're willing to put that work in,
Right.
relentless with it. So, and today he's a cornerback coach at the high school level. Matter of fact, he's at King College now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, in
yeah,
Union.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about the book.
You just don't wake up strong. It is a testament to the trials and tribulations that I went through throughout my life.
What does that mean to you? You just don't wake up strong.
You don't. The trials and tribulations is what makes you strong. The test is what makes you strong if you don't succumb to it, right? I always wanted to see what was on the other side. No matter how tough the obstacle is, the adversity, I always need to know what's on the other side. So that means I'm never going to retreat. But when you wake up, you have to decide that you're going to do that. And
Right.
the only way to be that way is to face it, right? If you don't face anything, how strong do you know you are,
Mm-hmm.
right? So most people will ask me, are you talking about physical strength? No, but then you can equate that to physical strength. But mostly for me, it's always been about a mental capacity,
Okay.
fortitude, emotional fortitude,
Mm-hmm.
spiritual fortitude. The physical is always there because I'm willing to push my body to that limit.
Right.
But when you're faced with emotional test and spiritual test and um, mental, it's a different test,
Yeah.
right? Because you really want to know you're trying to achieve something, and if something's in your way, what do you do to get on that other side? So I chose to put a lot of it in the book to show people that you can make it, regardless of what you're facing.
Right.
I have people that tell me no all the time, and I have 4 doctors that said no, no,
Right.
no,
Right.
no, all in the same day, right? But I had a mother that said, nah, come on, let's go to the next one, who wasn't an athlete,
Wow.
but she knew I needed that.
Right.
So when you get that yes, you have to make good on it, but you have to be prepared for it as well. And that's why I always fall back to preparation,
Okay.
right? So the book is about that.
I like it. Tell me about how you got in trouble. This was
So
during your personal training business?
no, this was actually because there were 3 goals I wanted. I had 3 goals when I was coming out of 8th grade, right? Those 3 was to be a football player, to be a businessman, and to take care of my mother. And those 3, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted to. I worked. Yes, I had jobs. So this time I was in Virginia, living in Virginia,
Okay.
and I was doing real estate. And in the real estate business, we was with mortgage company. I'm learning how to do loans and this, that, and the third. And then around this time, this is the time where a lot of people were losing their homes,
Right.
right? And in losing their homes, we had a program that the head of the mortgage company at the time came up with, which I thought was brilliant. Where if you're losing your home, one of us will buy it,
Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna stay in your home. Then we're gonna help you get your credit right so you can turn around and buy your home back,
Interesting.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, we're not going to put you in a loan that you can't afford to get back in. So we did like a 228. If
What is that?
so, 228 is the loan is fixed for 2 years.
Okay.
So in those 2 years, we working with you to get your credit together so you can get this house back because we don't want your house. These are people that lived in their houses for years,
Right.
but they ran into hard times. And so when we did that, a couple of people got their homes back. Some people abandoned their homes and just left.
Okay.
So now we stuck with homes. In the process of that, when you don't educate people or they don't take the education the right way, they begin to cause problems by saying things that are not true, right? Take your
What
home
do you
from
mean
you.
by that?
So if you say, I took your home from you, how did I take your home from you when you abandoned your home? I don't want your home. So in the process of that, all the paperwork is right. We had lawyers that said what we're doing was a good thing. Even the banks was on board. Said this is a great idea because at the end of the day, the banks want to save the home too,
Right.
because they want to save the loan. So if we found a way to help these people stay in their homes, and some didn't and some did, there's always going to be a bad apple with it.
Okay.
But at that time, the housing bubble bust, right? And it didn't come from the bottom. It really came from the top.
What do you mean
And
by
what I
that?
mean by that is the big wigs who sought that these loans that they were giving out would help the economy. The other part of the world wanted in. Like, okay, but when the bubble bust, the other people outside the world, the big people pulled out. Now America stuck with loans and trying to. So who you come to? You come to the bottom of it, and you put blame on those who created these programs. But that ain't where it came from, because we create the program. We don't take them. We don't get the money unless you approve it.
Right.
Always been a fair person. Always been about doing things the right way. But I was in Virginia, Commonwealth.
Okay.
Laws can change when they want to. Please believe it. Until you know it, you know it.
Okay.
And so in the process of that, we wound up doing time because of
What were you convicted of?
conspiracy to commit wire fraud.
Okay.
And I never did. I never committed the wire fraud. But because I was one of the ones that created the program or helped bring the two parties together to be the middleman to make sure you get money back in your pocket that you couldn't pull out your house, right? But once again, you're going to stay in your home. The other money, everybody gets a piece, but then now we got money put to a side to help you with the mortgage that we just put on the house.
I
But
understand.
if you take your money and run, now we stuck with a house that we pretty much got to sell sooner or later. And that's how
I
that
get
went.
it. So you got 15 years for it.
15 months, 24 months.
24 months.
24 months.
Okay. So in the book, while you're in prison, you have notes like to people here. Talk to me a little bit about that. I thought that was interesting.
Notes to
Your
my son.
Yeah, your son.
Yeah. So this was on my way, because I had to self-surrender. So on my way to self-surrendering, my son, no, on my way, before I had to self-surrender, I had to take him back.
Self-surrender means you went to
To turn yourself in. A week before I had to turn myself in, I had my son for the summer. And my son was living in Connecticut with his mom's at the time. But I had him for the summer. And I had to take him back.
Okay.
And I'm looking in my rearview mirror and he's asleep. But he don't know that dad ain't coming back for a while.
Right.
So I've taken him home. And so I always been big about creating a family, creating a child.
Mm-hmm.
Because my dad wasn't in my life,
Mm-hmm.
I vowed to never leave my kids. I don't care if you live, I don't care where you live. If we're not in the same household,
Right.
I'm going to be there. Because I know that feeling of wanting your father and he don't want you.
Right.
Literally don't want you.
I get it.
So for me, I don't care where I'm at. So while in prison, I made it clear to get on the phone with him, write him letters, send him stuff, let him know that dad'd be home and we're going to get right back to doing what we were doing, because we were like two peas in the pot. Like, that's my boy, so, and for him to have to go through that, I knew it was hard.
How did he deal with that?
A little frustrated at school, seeing the other kids, dads come pull up. Because even before all that, I used to go to Connecticut. I'm on the school trips to the zoo.
Right.
I'm taking him and the other couple of bad boys, the
Yeah.
boys that they don't want to
Yeah.
watch. Yeah, give them to me. And we have a good time. So, he was 8. I think he was 8.
When you
Yes,
went
he was
in.
8. Yes, he was
Okay.
8. Because he was born in 2000. He was
Okay.
8. And so he was old enough to understand some things that's why I talked to him and sent him letters and really got him to understand the process of what I was going through.
Okay. I have to tell you, I was in tears reading those letters. Like I
Yeah,
had to like fast forward.
yeah,
Yeah.
that does it every time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about when you got out.
This is why I know that God has his hands on me. And in the process of being there for those 15 months, I wrote 5 business plans.
In
And
jail.
yeah,
Okay.
I took an entrepreneurship class called WeBo, meaning it was about fitness, business, and I did it on fitness. I
Okay.
wrote the fitness program through that. Um, I met an older guy, a mentor, who helped put my infrastructure together. A colleague was working in education in the building, saw me, and my nickname is Bear. So he's like, Bear, come here. Went in his office, broke it down, told him what happened. He said, wow. I said, man, the last person I will see is of you here. And I got a job in the law library
Mhm.
in education. And that's how I started working on my business plans. So one day I'm in there, and I'm gonna bring this up too. Um, my brother, NJ Soup,
Okay.
he was coming through.
Okay. I mean,
That's why I know this is God. Trust me when I tell you. He coming through, he's in line.
okay.
And he sees me, we see each other, and all he could say was, if they locked you up, they locking everybody up.
Oh wow.
He's like, if they lock Bear up, they locking everybody up. And I'll never forget that day. And we laughed. I didn't see him no more, but because he was in transit going where
Yeah.
he was going. But it was just good to see him, not wanting to see him in that
I
situation,
get it.
but
Yeah.
just the connection that we always had. But yeah,
Mhm.
so coming through there, it was
What
a
are the
reason why I
chances of
went there.
that?
What are the chances, right? That's why I don't believe in chance. I don't believe in coincidence, right? Um, but it was a period of time that I needed. I was on my face a lot, just praying. Um, and he's showing me in there. I taught a fitness class. I got the inmates things that they couldn't get because of this class.
Right.
And I did it by default. The head education just saw me on the rec deck working out with a couple of guys
Yeah.
that I knew that we came together to know each other. And he just asked me, you want to run a class? So what is in it for them? Because this is what I do.
Right.
And I did that, So I just knew there's a purpose, always been a purpose about what I do.
Okay.
And all I got to do is lock in and know what that is. And I came out and I never looked back and started doing exactly what God intended me to do. Didn't go back into the real estate right away because he told me fitness first.
Hmm.
He gave me I just everything just listed. This is what you're gonna do.
Did you eventually go back into real estate?
Dabbled, but I'm looking into a lot of it.
Okay.
And I can. It wasn't that I couldn't.
Right.
It was just the format of what he wanted,
I
what
understand.
God wanted to give me direction to where I'm in the schools, I'm speaking.
Right.
Everything was playing the right way when it started off with the fitness, getting people healthy, eventually adding to that, because Built to Last is the company, stands for enhancing the mind, body, and soul
Right.
through physical fitness, nutritional guidance, and motivational speaking.
Okay.
So each those pillars carry something that tangible that a person can take and say, oh, okay, this represents this represents that.
Yeah. You're now a motivational speaker as well, right?
Yes.
And where do you usually speak? Just solely in schools or
No. Schools,
companies?
companies, a lot with the schools though. Colleges. Actually, my next event is in Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Okay.
Speaking at a high school. One of my colleagues just hit me like, man, could you please come speak? And I gave him the price. He said, let's go.
And what is it that you do? Like what type of motivation are you speaking there? This is just fitness,
No,
or this is your trials and
the trials and
tribulations? Okay.
tribulations. What does it take to be an athlete? Or what does it take to get to that next level?
Yeah.
Just different topics. I have a program called King's Corner,
Hmm.
teaching the young men how to become kings, represent themselves as a king,
Hmm.
right? What does that look like? How you treat people, how you treat women.
Right.
Chivalry is not there. Open doors, respect of what we say out of our mouths
Mm.
when we're talking to people. How we present ourselves with our clothes and our pants, not hanging off our butt and stuff like that.
These are high school kids or
High
all?
school,
Okay.
in all, but
Okay.
I've middle school, high school, college level. But for the most part, it's been about the college level. Has been about um, what did I experience? How did I get through uh, my experience in college and playing college
Okay.
football? You know, yeah.
So what else you got going on? I see we have your water here. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I was pretty transparent. I'm with the water. This is something that really caught me by surprise, I say, because I was introduced to the water from
Explain to what it is. What
so
kind of water?
the water is alkaline, right? Alkaline water. When you digest alkaline water, it hits the bottom of your stomach and disperses right into your bloodstream, right? Which water's supposed to do? Water's supposed to hydrate us on a cellular level,
Right.
flush toxins out our body. So when we flush the toxins out our body, the energy raises to the roof. That's what we want. We need more energy. Not enough time in the day, but a lot to do, right? So we need that energy. Um, and with the alkaline, it just puts our bodies in a state of where we're able to fight off diseases, colds, sicknesses, more so when our body's acidic,
Right.
hard to fight things off
And why is that? Because of the minerals in water?
because of the minerals and electrolytes,
Yeah.
right? Our body is like have those things, but not enough of it, and we want to feed it naturally, right? Um, and it helps just with our digestive system, skin, So when I drink the water, I first got the water, the first 2 weeks, I was like, wow, this is amazing. My body just felt different. Energy level was raised. I'm using the bathroom more so than not, which I never had a problem with because being an athlete, man, and whenever you exercise, it helps you
Yeah, it
with your
induces it.
system.
Yeah.
But now I'm adding this to it. First thing I said was, my peoples need this water.
Okay.
It wasn't something I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna cuff this
Right,
keep
right,
this to
right.
myself. No, we need this. If this is what it's doing, then dealing with having a mom that was on dialysis, I'm just trying to find ways to kind of help her live longer than she would, than
Right.
she would like to. So when this fell in my lap, once again, I knew it wasn't coincidence because I was on a radio interview with,
Oh, you left that part out.
yeah, a radio interview with these Italians, guys, all males. And after the interview, telling my story, the guys invited me. It was like, hey, we got a project we're working on, and we would like for you to be a part. I said, okay. Their project was the alkaline water,
Oh, okay.
right? It wasn't off the ground. They got it built a water store. So they brought me in and asked me what my ideas, what I would like. I said, well, one, marketing is important. They didn't want to dump a lot of money into marketing, so I took it upon myself to take the water and market it and push it myself because I knew I had something great. Being in that also that the bottle is a chemical-free bottle, so the plastic doesn't bleed into the
Right.
water, like your average bottles of water.
Absolutely.
That was intriguing to me, right? Because we're talking about water. When we was coming up, you drink water out of the hose and all that, and
Right.
right, you ain't thinking about what
No.
the water is doing to you.
Right.
But as you get older, you're realizing that your body is made up of 78, 80% water. Then water should give us our best performance, but not just any old water. So whenever I hear somebody say, oh, it's just water, nah, it's not just water. Because your average water, even your spring water, your bottles is a spring water, right? Let's take Poland Spring.
Okay.
Right? For one, the plastic bleeds into the water because the plastic is not a chemical-free bottle. Two, you'd only need 20% spring water to label your bottle spring water. What's the other 80%? Don't ask me. But it ain't spring water,
Right.
right? So if we only getting 20%, and we know 20% cannot outwork 80 on no day.
But what if someone has never had alkaline water before? Can they just start drinking it and just switch up completely, like from their water that won't mess up their digestive system?
And no, it actually would help their digestive system because the body is craving for that water, that type of water. it would be a shock to the body, but it'd be a good shock.
Okay.
So
What would be a contraindication to that shock? Like, what would happen?
using the bathroom,
Okay, got it.
like back and forth, like, ooh, why am I going to the bathroom so
Right.
much? Because the water is flushing.
Got it.
When it hits your cells, that's what you want. And
So once that stops, that process stops, you can just drink alkaline water permanently?
what I do, and I haven't had any problems.
Okay.
So I would say for me, it works for me. That's what I like. That's what works for me. And it's hard when I don't have it, and I try to find something that's equivalent, right? Because I definitely can't go back to some of the waters that I've been drinking. I tried it one day and I almost had a fit. I said, "Oh, this is nasty," because the alkaline actually heightens your taste
Yeah,
buds,
I do know that.
right?
Yeah.
So now it'll have you to the point where you know the difference if food is too sugary
Yes.
or too salty,
Yeah.
just like that. And you be like, "Well, I didn't put that much salt in it." It don't take that much because now your senses is heightened
Yeah.
from the alkaline water.
Yeah. I mean, it's great water.
Thank you.
This is not sponsored by your water. It's good water. I mean, and I ordered a couple cases and I like it. It's good water. My concern is just for people who, like, are there any contraindications to drinking alkaline water? If you're diabetic, if you're on some sort of medication?
Well, an experience with my mom's being diabetic, the water helped her, but at the end of the day, being diabetic, you only can drink a certain amount of water anyway,
Got it. Okay.
right? So I was like, okay, if she only can drink a certain amount, let's get her high quality water in the system.
The healthiest it can be.
And that's how I figured that out.
Okay.
And it helped her out a lot.
Okay. Where can people find your water?
They can go to the website, but they also can find it in locally in different places in East Orange.
Okay.
It's at Delaware State.
Really?
Delaware, yes, it's at Delaware State. On my alma mater. We actually a partner. It's online, as you ordered online.
I did.
I appreciate you.
I did. Can you give them the website?
On the website is fabianthorne.com.
Okay.
Sending a message to let me know where they're located and things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, I do local drop-offs, but with smaller amounts.
Got it.
The big amounts are being drop shipped or delivered
Okay.
by pallets.
Got it.
We got local restaurants that bars and lounges. My pitch to them was I was vendoring at a motorcycle event, and a young man was intoxicated, very intoxicated. I walked over, but I was behind my table. He's on a couch in the lobby. I walked over and I gave him a bottle of water. I knew he needed to be hydrated because we know alcohol dehydrates you.
Of course.
When I tell you he drank that bottle of water, he jumped up and he came to my table. He said, "What did you give me? And if whatever it is, can I get a case?" So he bought a case right there.
Wow.
But I told him what the water does. It brings you back to consciousness, right? So we out having a good time. We drinking, we tipsy. I'm getting that alkaline water in me every time. Give me a better chance of making it home, especially if I got to get behind the wheel.
Right.
So in these lounges, they selling that type of water. Their customer having a good time there, they're going to come back because they know that when they left there, they're like, wow, I know I was drunk. I know I was intoxicated.
Right.
But I got right before, especially if they got to get behind that wheel. And I think that's a great thing. And you don't wake up with a headache
From
drinking that water.
After you're drunk, you're saying.
Yes.
And let's be clear, we're not promoting getting behind the wheel if you're drinking.
Exactly. Now, definitely not get behind that wheel if you're drinking.
Yeah.
No. Just let you know that if you can come back to
understand.
consciousness, you feel better about yourself, a little more safely getting home.
I understand. And how's it going with the water?
The water's going good. It's going good because of the partnership with the alma mater.
Okay. That's
We're
great.
on a process of really taking this water to another level. I'm the first partner with my alma mater, Delaware State Water Lab.
Oh, okay.
Is the only HBCU in the country with accredited water lab. There's only 2 schools in the country. We are one of them.
Wow.
And so being said, I felt like, well, they took the water, they tested, it came back great. Why not partner up and do something bigger? And so that's how that came about.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where do we go with your book? Where can people find the book first off? Also on the website?
FabianThorne.com.
Okay.
It'll send them right to
Amazon
Amazon.
as
Yeah.
well?
Yes.
Okay. My assistant actually sent me this book, and I read it in one day, back to back, and I thought it was a great read. What comes next
Movie.
from the book?
From the book, from the story, to present.
Okay.
To present. And then when we can complete or get that really going to where we want to, the script has been worked on, is being worked on.
Okay.
We really want to release something that is powerful like the book,
Okay.
right? Because we want it's for everybody. It's not from one walk of life.
Okay.
I was requested to come with another book. Started some of the content because of the experience that I've been going through since I've dropped that book. And so I'm excited about that portion.
The next chapter.
Yeah, the next
That's
chapter.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. All right, so we'll put the links in where people can get the book, and you'll keep us posted about the movie. And if you had a choice, who would play Fabian?
You know, I've been thinking about that, right? But I believe, what's his name? Gooden Jr. Is that his brother?
Cuba?
Cuba.
Yeah, Cuba's younger brother.
The younger brother.
I know. I don't know his name off the top, but I know who you're talking about.
I
The
kinda,
bigger guy, right?
Yeah, he's a little, yeah. I thought about him, right? But, you know.
Yeah. Is his name Mark? I don't know.
I
can't think of it.
I'm drawing a blank, but I can see his face.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think him.
All right.
Yeah, I think him.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep you to that. We're going to look out for that, and we'll check in on you.
Yes.
I thank you for being here, telling your story.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, that was amazing.
Appreciate it.
And I want to let you guys know we're still on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. So if this resonates with you, join the community because the best is yet to come.